Take it straight.
Get him on the run. Get him on the run. Get him on the run. Yes.
Whoa.
Go, go.
Strength sports, tug-of-war, a sport with considerable tradition. As a competitive match of strength between two teams, it was practiced by athletes in ancient Greece. It was on the Olympic program at the beginning of the 1900s. Nowadays, while still being of unequaled simplicity in terms of the object, tug-of-war competitions are a clash of power and refined techniques. The pulling is classified based on the total body weight of the 8 athletes on the team. The teams are captained by the lead person and an anchor, the last man who wraps the rope around his body. Athletes seek an optimal foothold in the ground by digging in their heels as a pivot and pull the rope with all the strength they're capable of mustering. The team pulling the center of the rope 4 meters from the starting position is declared the winner. Indoor matches, the World Games event for the women, require more complex techniques and tactics as the athletes try to steadily move back, step by step, to avoid loss of pulling power.
My name's Erich Freiter. I live here on Blackbush Line in Hay Township of Huron County. I've been involved with a off-the-wall sport for quite a number of years. Formulated a team 20 years ago. This is our 20th year together as a group in a sport known as tug-of-war. It's got quite a remarkable background and history, but tonight we're just going to talk a little bit about what we're doing here. It's a Tuesday night on the 15th of April. Had a bit of a snowstorm here today, so we're going to enjoy the indoor facilities here tonight as we're going to go about one of our training sessions here tonight. Go! We're just getting together our interprovincial league competition roster for the summer season. Basically, it starts in about the third week of June and extends well into late fall into October with competitions. Our biggest ones being the Highland Games being celebrated in July the 1st in Embro and in Cambridge on the second week of July, and then the Fergus Highland Games the second week of August.
My name is Jim Connolly. I'm the coach of the Bluewater Tug-of-War Team and head coach of Team Canada. I joined the Bluewater team in 1997, 17 years ago, and took up coaching with them. And we've continued on in that length of time, winning many of the leagues and national championships.
First pull of the second half of this double round. Teams between Ellis and Green and Bluewater and Blue.
We've developed this training area probably in the last 10 years. We trained on Blackbush Line at Erich, our president's farm for some years, and then Matthias Metzger provided us with this facility, which was an old pig barn, and we converted it for training. And the nice thing about it, it gives us the length to lay the rope out and use it for a full length of pull. Tug-of-war started back many centuries ago and has been part of the Olympics in the past. From 1916, I think, to 1920, it was a world sport in the Olympics, and it was revised again, the World Championships, back in the 1950s by a gentleman from England. And there's been World Championships every 2 years since.
The origins of tug-of-war are uncertain, but it is beyond dispute that this once royal sport was practiced in ancient Egypt, Greece, and China. There is no specific time and place in history to define the origin of the game of tug-of-war. The contest of pulling on the rope originates from ancient ceremonies and rituals. It was also widely believed the sport was made popular in Great Britain by Lord Elliot Simpson in the 16th century. Simpson was a keen tug-of-war player. Aside from the raw muscle power needed for tug-of-war, it is also a technical sport. The cooperation, or rhythm, of team members play an equally important role in victory, if not more, than their physical strength. There are tug-of-war clubs in many countries, and both men and women participate. The sport is played in almost every country in the world. However, a small selection of countries have set up a national body to govern the sport. Most of these national bodies are associated then with the international governing body called the TWIF, which stands for the Tug-of-War International Federation.
I'm Matt Metzger. I'm an active member of the Bluewater Tug-of-War Club and currently the oldest active member. I am also the international representative for the Canadian Tug-of-War Association, and I'm representing Canada at the International Tug-of-War Association, which currently has 65 member countries. And the International Federation is also responsible for organizing the World Championships every second year, and in the odd years there will be European Championships. And for the past 17 years or so, we have qualified to represent Canada at those World Championships.
Coach Jim Connolly is heading the Bluewater squad. He joined the club in 1997 and has been with us ever since.
Are you ready? Ready.
At the moment we're meeting twice a week and we're doing indoor training. It started out just after Christmas with a lot of weight training, and we didn't do any rope work at all, just weight training and fitness training. And now we're getting into more and more rope work. We have everything set up so we can pull inside, have the weight outside, so we can do the rope and work on our hands to get the hands into good shape. And we have had a pretty good few months doing all kinds of weights, so our legs and general fitness is there, but our hands, they need an improvement. And as soon as it's nice outside, we'll be training outside, and then we'll do basically just rope and not hardly any fitness. We might switch it up, it depends on the fitness level of every individual. It's important to get everybody more or less on the same level. And we have a few new guys that came in last year, so they need a lot of work on the rope. And we hope to get those guys into shape by the time we go to Madison in late August to the World Championships.
marking for outdoor competition. 1 marking at the center of the rope. A center line must be marked on the ground. 2 markings each 4 meters on either side of the center marker. 2 markings each 5 meters on either side of the center marker. The first puller of the team is positioned behind this marker. To win a pull, one of the 4-meter markers has to be pulled across the center line. Rope markings for indoor competition. 1 marking at the center of the rope. A center line must be marked on the floor. 2 markings each 2 meters on either side of the center marker and the center line. The first puller's position is 1 meter behind the side marker. To win a pull, one of the side markers on the rope has to be pulled across the opposite side marker on the floor.
Most of the tug-of-war is being played in the Northern Hemisphere. Like there's a lot of European countries, but then there's also South Africa, Australia, and Namibia. There's a couple of African countries that are coming on board now. And yeah, we are probably the one country that has to deal with the long winters, and that's why it's good to have an indoor facility. I know some of the European countries, they do have it too, and most of them just basically a tarp along the side of the wall to keep the wind off, but we have to go inside and get some heat going. Since 1998, we've been the top contender in the Canadian Association, and we've lost a few ends, but in general we're winning pretty much everything. Like, I don't want to say everything, I don't want to be cocky, but yeah, we've won a lot. But internationally at the World Championships, we haven't made it to the podium yet. The men's team hasn't. The girls, they won South Africa, they won a bronze medal in the 560 kilo weight class. And the men, our best finish was 5th place in the 600 weight class in Holland in 2008. Yeah.
Our training in that, it's going to be leading up to our biggest endeavor for the year, and that'll be the Outdoor World Championships being held this year in Madison, Wisconsin. They'll be held
Don't come up too much up there. Stay down. That's it.
Lower. That's it.